I've always been a quiet, grounded sort, the kind of man who found meaning in stillness, not spectacle. I didn't chase thrill or drama. My joy lived in the soft, everyday rhythms of life. I built my world slowly, patiently, like a man laying down stones for a house he planned to grow old in. Love, for me, was never a rush. It was a quiet certainty. That's why, when I chose to marry, it wasn't out of impulse or passion. It was with intention, clarity. We had known each other for years. I waited until I could no longer imagine mornings without her soft breath beside me, until my heart felt a home in her presence. For a long while, life with her felt like harmony. We had our routines, those little rituals that quietly stitched two people together. She'd bring me coffee every Sunday morning, a silly little smile on her lips, whispering, "Still feels like the honeymoon phase, doesn't it?" We had our inside jokes, our weekend movie marathons, the casual touch of her hand slipping into mine during quiet drives. It felt genuine. It felt whole. I believed deep in my bones that we were happy. But real love, the kind that runs deep, has a flaw. It blinds you to the slow unraveling. I didn't see the change at first. I missed the moments when her questions about my day faded into silence. I ignored the way her laughter grew louder, but only when her eyes were on her phone. I noticed her new perfume, the extra care she took in her appearance, the sudden interest in evenings out. But I told myself it was just her evolving, maybe even trying to rekindle something in us. Then came that one Thursday night. She said she had a work dinner. Nothing unusual. She promised to be home by 9, but the clock ticked past midnight before I heard her key in the door. She came in barefoot, heels dangling from her fingers, hair tousled, cheeks flushed. Not tired, flushed, like someone who had danced or drunk or both. I asked how the evening went. She kissed my cheek absently and murmured, draining, "Let's talk tomorrow." But that talk never came. And I didn't push. I wanted to believe in her freedom, in space and trust. But trust is only strong when it's not taken for granted. A week later, pain finally overpowered patience. I opened our shared banking app, just checking on the usual bills. And there it was, a charge, nearly $1, $200 at a boutique hotel across town. The same night, she'd claimed to be out with colleagues. And right below it, a bill from a rooftop bar known for candlelit tables and discreet corners, the kind of place people go to hide in plain sight. I didn't scream. I didn't accuse. I simply showed her the screen, keeping my voice level even as my hands trembled slightly. "Was this with your boss?" She didn't flinch. She didn't even look sorry. Just paused for a moment, then exhaled like she was annoyed. "Yes, Andrew, I made a mistake," she said, as if she were admitting to forgetting the groceries. "It was one night. I don't know what came over me. We drank too much. It got messy. But don't blow this out of proportion. One night doesn't erase everything we built." There was no apology in her voice, no remorse in her eyes, just irritation that I had discovered it. I don't know what hurt more, her betrayal or her utter indifference. It wasn't the physical act that gutted me. It was the way she made it feel meaningless, like I should shrug it off, like I was the unreasonable one for caring. I said nothing, just nodded and told her I needed space. That night, I walked for hours under a sky that felt colder than usual. The wind bit into my skin, and yet, with each step, I felt more awake than I had in months. And somewhere along that cracked sidewalk, the truth landed heavy in my chest. She only honored boundaries that couldn't be bent. So I began drawing new ones, quietly, deliberately. The next morning, while she still slept, I opened a private savings account and moved my share of our funds. Every step was surgical. No drama, no confrontation, just calm preparation. A few days later, I suggested she take a break, visit her sister, clear her head. She agreed quickly, maybe thinking it was a first step to healing, maybe relieved that I wasn't fighting her. Before she left, I looked her in the eye and asked one final time, "Was it really just once?" She hesitated, and in that breath, everything I needed to know poured out without a word. It hadn't been just once. The dinner excuses, the secretive smiles at her phone, the sudden emotional distance. It had all been unraveling piece by piece, behind my back, and she'd counted on my silence to keep it hidden. Once she was gone, I moved swiftly. I gathered records, bank statements, chat logs, even a hotel review she left under a fake name raving about the rooftop and how perfect it was for a discreet adult evening. I called a realtor, started selling the house, ensured every legal document protected what was mine. I didn't tell her a word. I played the role she expected, the husband trying to forgive. That weekend, I told her I'd booked her a solo spa retreat. A gift, I said, a thank you for trying. She smiled, kissed me on the cheek, tossed a bottle of wine in her overnight bag, and drove off. The moment her car vanished down the road, I packed the rest of my things and moved into a friend's spare room. I signed the final offer on the house, contacted my lawyer, and had the divorce papers delivered. 2 days later, she returned to an empty home and a key that no longer worked. That night, my phone lit up a barrage of calls. Over 30 missed ones, voicemails flooding in. Her voice was a mess of anger and tears, demanding to talk, to fix things. She insisted it had been just a slip, that love should survive worse, that pride shouldn't be the thing that breaks us. I sent one reply. It wasn't the affair. It was your reaction after. The way you made me feel like I was nothing. That's what ended us. She never responded, not with words. But I heard she transferred to another city soon after. People at her office said she keeps to herself now. Some stopped speaking to her entirely. I didn't destroy her life. I just stepped aside and let her destroy it on her own. And every Sunday morning now, as I sip coffee in peace, alone but free, I smile. Not because I'm glad she's gone, not out of bitterness or revenge, but because I finally learned that love should never be answered with silence. And betrayal, it should never be met with mercy.